I hope that from Ursa Major they'll have a kind of a sense of rebellion and liberation, and then like a big headbang. They will have something that's kind of emotionally erotic, meaning sort of going outside of like standard space. There's some new songs coming up on that are very recent, like pretty much now, that will be on Ursa Minor as well, that are pretty radical departures. I would say that Ursa Major is kind of like is kind of a big open rock record, and that, but it also has a lot of the it also has sort of the singer-songwriter kinds of, you know, balanced out things. Like if you would call a song like God of Wine or Motorcycle Drive-By singer-songwriter, I don't know. Ursa Minor, I think is going to have a lot of kind of very small, precious songs. My drummer, Brad, said something to the effect of, you know, the guys at Pixar, when they make movies, they said that they don't finish them, they just release them. They're not done, but they just release it. I was like, you have to release this record. And it's not some masterpiece either. It's just, and really the only things that I, you know, fiddle over are lyrics. Lyrics are tough for me. I have to work really hard on it, and I think that our audience is very wordy. I think they can just smell a fake a mile away. I don't have objectivity on the records. I work on them and I get involved in them and make them, and then I have no idea. I never know what stylistic themes are on our records at all. I never have any sense of it at the time. You're the critic. You have to step back and go, here's the stylistic theme on this record. I become sort of aware of the mood that I was in writing the albums long after they're done, usually. I think there are a lot of misconceptions about us. A lot of people have no idea what our you know, body music is at all, and I think they see us just as sort of a pop band that's looking to make catchy tunes. And we're actually, I think we were always an indie band. We were always a DIY band that got caught with a hit. We slept on floors forever. You know, we all played the Mabue Gardens. We worked for a really long time to do what we do, and then when we got a hit song, I think a lot of people said, "Oh, you know, they're a pop band. That's it." It's like 15 to 25-year-olds like yourself who have discovered our music. It's really you who have kind of returned our identity to us. I feel like we were a band who's had its identity returned by a new generation of fans that were, you know, you were 10 when our first record came out, and it probably wasn't speaking to you at all. And then later in life, you know, through friends, internet, here, listen to this song, and you would hear something like Slow Motion, or you'd hear something like Tattoo the Sun or Horror Show, and you go, oh, I like that. And then you begin to build up this playlist and then talk to other people about it. And that is the entirety of our involvement from fans. I think that's how it happened. Orion he's really the best rock musician I've ever known. He'll notice things in songs like, you know, I remember I used to play Motorcycle Drive-By and nobody liked it, and Orion was really the champion of that song. And then he did this whole walk through line, bass line through the song that I think that's an example of the way he will embellish something and bumps it up to a whole new level. Actually, I've known her for a really long time, and she's done duets. She did a duet on a song called Self-Righteous. So she called me this year. She called me up, and she wanted to use one of my songs she wanted to quote one of my songs. and she needed a publishing thing for it. And I said, absolutely. And I said, I'll trade you. You come sing on this track with me. She said, deal. Led Zeppelin was really important to me. It just sounds exotic and dark and fresh still. Camper Van Beethoven was one of my big influences. So I was riding my bike before it got stolen, and I was listening to the new Passion Pit record. It just makes me totally happy. Just happy. Really like that. I'm pretty steeped in religion, religious upbringing. I was raised as an Episcopalian, but I went to Jewish day camp, and I grew up in Stanford. So I grew up in a very sort of Jewish community, and a lot of people think I'm Jewish because I say things like, "Oi." A couple years ago, I started reading Buddhism, which I enjoy very much, but that's not really a philosophy or a religion. It's just a kind of a practice. I like it very much. I like the concept of Zen Buddhism, and I like, I think meditation is really great. I've never been one who got like rooted in an era. I'm interested in what's happening now in the world, and I want that to permeate me. I want to be vulnerable to it, and I want to make music that makes sense of it for me now. That's what I'm interested in.